A weekend rollover in the northern panhandle kills one. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, the Nebraska State Patrol says a South Dakota man died as the result of a one-vehicle crash in Sheridan County over the weekend. NSP spokesperson Michaela Hall says Sheridan County requested assistance from the troopers late Saturday afternoon for a rollover accident 7 miles south of White Clay on Highway 87. Reconstructionists determined a northbound vehicle driven by 25-year-old Brian Bluebird of Manderson, South Dakota, left the roadway, attempted to drive back onto the road, but was unable to do so due to a steep ditch and rolled several times. Investigators say the vehicle came to rest upside and caught fire, burning entirely before firefighters were able to put it out. The crash and related investigation closed the highway completely for more than 3 hours, with a response that included the Sheridan County Sheriff's Office, Rushville Fire Department, and the Oglala Sioux Tribal Troopers. Well, 2 people are facing felony weapons charges following a traffic stop that started with a complaint about tailgating Saturday afternoon. Court records say Scottsbluff County deputies stopped a maroon Jeep for fictitious license plates on the southeast edge of Scottsbluff that matched the description from a reporting party on Highway 26. Neither occupant had a valid license, and during an inventory search before the vehicle was towed, deputies say they found a machete under the driver's seat and a loaded short shotgun between the passenger door and seat. 38-year-old Terry Roland Sagna of Scottsbluff and 43-year-old passenger Stephanie Wise of Bayard were each taken into custody on charges that included possession of a short shotgun and possession of a firearm by a prohibited person. Both were scheduled for initial appearances Monday afternoon in Scottsbluff County Court. And a Mitchell man who was arrested in February after stealing a vehicle has been sentenced. 24-year-old Garrett Rust was facing Kimball County charges, including theft by receiving stolen property and felony operating a motor vehicle to avoid arrest. Last month, he pleaded no contest to the flight to avoid arrest charge, and in exchange for his plea, the theft charge was dismissed. On Friday in district court, he was sentenced to the 10 days in jail he had already served, plus court costs. We'll have more news right after this.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
Welcome back. The City of Scottsbluff is advising the public that as part of the 20th Street Overlay Project, Simon Contractors will be closing down 20th Street from Avenue I to Avenue F on Wednesday and Thursday. Drivers and pedestrians are being asked to use caution in this area and plan ahead for this closure and use alternate routes. Detours will be in place, and if everything goes according to plan, that stretch of 20th Street will be back open on Friday. Well, for years, the collection of Tom Kozad has been on display on 7th Street in Gering, growing to become a block-long, iconic attraction for many. Now you can own a piece or two of Tom's collection, at least some of his hidden reserve treasures, in an online auction tonight through Crappie's Real Estate and auctioneer's website, farmauction.net. Kozad says much of the collection now for sale just grew over the years, heavily influenced by his youth and his father.
I've always loved working on old stuff. My dad was a very handy person, and he taught me a lot. And we grew up pretty poor, and so it was repair what you had, and so I learned to do a lot of that stuff, and I'm pretty much self-taught on everything. I just dig in and work on it. The guy told me a long time ago, he says, somebody built it to start with, so somebody can fix it.
In the catalog, you'll find parts and pieces for classic vehicles, mostly old Fords, but there are a number of unique pieces, including a working Wurlitzer jukebox, numerous Coca-Cola items, including operational coolers, a 1923 Bell from a Union Pacific steam locomotive, and several older vehicles in various states of restoration. Kozad says it's time to downsize just a little bit, and the auction will end Wednesday night around 6 p.m.
Life is crazy. Pain is stressful. How can anybody concentrate with these busy schedules? Now you can. This is Ben Moravec coming to you from Hydrozen, a float therapy business right here in Scotts Bluff. I'm here today to let you know we now have memberships for $49 monthly. You can guarantee yourself at least one float per month. You know how floating keeps your muscles relaxed, your joints relieved, and your brain clear to think? Now you can float at a reduced rate each month. Inquire today at hydrozenfloat.com or call us at 308-63-FLOAT. Hydrozen. Unplug and recharge.
I imagined retirement in a place where we could enjoy our golden years, where adventure and friendship are the only items on the schedule. The Garden Homes at Northfield gives us the luxury we planned for and peace of mind when it comes to convenience, safety, and comfort. We never have to stop and think about the day-to-day upkeep. We love to explore abroad, but most importantly in our backyard. So much to do, so much to see. Here at Northfield, we get the protection of life care, incredible tax benefits, and secured rates for aging services. It's peaceful, knowing that if our needs change, we'll be taken care of. And most importantly, that our kids will never have to make any tough decisions. There never seemed to be enough time to do all the things we wanted. Now we get to focus our energy on enjoying what this community has to offer. At the Garden Homes, life is ours again. A place we had dreamed about. A chance to focus on us.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the KNEB Storm Center, your trusted source for weather.
Well, a very pleasant day out there today. We had pretty nice weather conditions, to be honest with you. Got that heat out of here finally, and that's improved things quite a bit. Let's take a look at our forecast as we go through the evening hours. A couple of thunderstorms, can't rule those out early. Otherwise, clearing skies, temperatures fall down into the 60s. I think most of the thunderstorm activity going to be off to the east of us as we go through the night tonight. Let's take a look at that temperature yesterday. We hit 95, finally broke our streak of 100-degree days after a morning low of 64. As we look at precip-wise, 700s. We got some in the moisture rain gauge yesterday. It hasn't been a while since we've had that. That's about half of what we'd already had for the month, so up to 2,200s. Still about 2.5 inches short for the year. As you can see, again, we dropped that day there finally of getting over 100 after 4 in a row. And our first day of getting measurable rainfall in over a week. And rainfall chances going to be on the increase tomorrow, again Friday, maybe Sunday. Off and on, hit and miss shower and thunderstorm activity. Winds over the next 7 days, not going to be too bad. Outside of thunderstorms, I do think some of the storms tomorrow are going to produce some strong and gusty winds that we'll have to keep an eye on. As we take a look at what's going on in terms of severe weather threat, that is east of us tonight down into central and eastern portions of Nebraska. We have a marginal risk for many storms that are left out here today. Tomorrow that moves back to our area with a marginal risk and really not much movement at all on Thursday as we continue in a marginal risk of severe weather here as we go through the next several days. Let's take a look at temperatures right now. We're in the 90s. Upper 80s, low 90s for most of us. Some rain-cooled air off in central Nebraska. And winds that have been in check, under 15 for the most part. A few gusts over 20, 25 miles an hour. Out the door tomorrow with another very nice day. Temperatures not going to be too bad as we start off the day. In the 60s to near 70. will warm to near 90 as we go through the afternoon hours. Taking a look at Futurecast, any of those shower and thunderstorms, again, move out of the area tonight. We start the day tomorrow with a great deal of sunshine. Here we go in the afternoon hours tomorrow. We really start to push in some shower and thunderstorm activity. It's going to continue through the evening hours tomorrow, then push off to the east and away from us. And then Thursday, we're going to do it all over again with a few scattered hit and miss shower and thunderstorms, not as many on Thursday as what we're expecting tomorrow. Low temperatures tonight, 50s to near 60. Highs tomorrow, 80s to near 90. Not too bad out there in terms of what temperatures could be. As far as the moisture coming here over the next couple of days, we could end up with a half an inch if you get under some of those thunderstorms, or even close to an inch in some areas. Many areas, though, just going to probably receive a few hundredths. 60 and clear skies tonight for a low, outside of an isolated thunderstorm chance. Afternoon storms tomorrow, some with gusty winds. 91 are expected high. We'll hold in the mid-90s Thursday, stay in the 90s on Friday. Then we drop into the 80s for the weekend and into the start of early next week, and still only back to near 90 by Tuesday. So we officially broke the heat wave, and it doesn't look like a ton of hot weather is on the way.
Santa in the pool? Oh my! Renewal by Anderson's incredible Christmas in July 2024 event is so great that even Santa is shocked. 20% off, no money down, no interest, no payments for 18 months. No payments until 2026. Windows, patio, and entry doors from Renewal by Anderson. And Renewal's Acclaim and Ensemble lines are the best of the best. Imagine no payments until 26. Please visit rbawyoming.com now. It's Christmas in July at Renewal by Anderson. It's so good even Santa is shocked.
Pet waste and water don't mix. Animal waste decomposes in water, releasing nutrients, which deplete the oxygen fish and other life need to survive and encourage harmful algae growth. Animal waste also has disease-carrying bacteria, making contaminated water unusable. It's easy to prevent pet waste pollution. Simply pick up your pet's waste and dispose of it in a trash can, and avoid letting your pets defecate within 200 feet of our community's waterways. Tri-City Stormwater reminds you it's our water, our responsibility.
This is KNEB.TV Ag News from the Scottsbluff Body and Paint Ag Desk. Scottsbluff Body and Paint, you're driving home our reputation.
This stem is all that's left for soybeans out here in central Nebraska following a weekend hailstorm. Area producer Dan Christensen is joining us second time here for the 2024 growing season for our In the Field updates. Dan, we look back to April, a lot of optimism going into the growing season. We visited with you, and here we are, early July. You had 3 waves of hail come through on the same day. Bring me back to last Saturday when all this took place.
Yeah, that the hail came through pretty bad on the last storm, I guess, but we had a wave come in, went to the basement. A wave came in, went to the basement again, and the wind was not as bad the first storm or the hail, but this out here, this all happened in about 45 minutes. It was just crazy, and it probably was a narrow band, but it lasted a while, so it wasn't good.
It's hard to describe. Absolutely pummeled is the word I'm using at the moment to describe these corn and soybean fields. But how wide of a swath is the damage we're seeing like this here in your soybean field?
So like this stuff is the worst. I'm going to say that was probably 4 miles wide. Probably started over north of Holdridge all the way to, it probably honestly went to Hastings for all I know. That's the worst part of it, but the hail in general was just awful. Hail and wind, green snap, that's really widespread, county-wise. Yeah.
What size hail fell?
I don't know.
You were in the basement.
You were in the basement, but I've seen pictures of baseball, softball, that are even towards the west here, just a lot of little hail, but a lot. Sightings were covered with it and everything. It just was, depended where you were at, but it was anywhere from baseball, softball size. So.
As you mentioned, the soybean field we're in right now, probably one of the worst in terms of damage. But what percent of your crops got hit by this hailstorm, and how did the damage range?
Yeah, this is the worst for sure. I probably have 2 or 3 bean fields that look like this. I would say 20% is probably gone. Now, next week when we have the adjusters come out, I'm going to say that a lot of it won't even pollinate. We were just right towards tassel, so it it definitely will have a long-term effect on as the putting on an ear and everything. So
for the crops that you're thinking at the moment are going to zero out, what do you do next?
Yeah, so like on this field, we're going to probably till it under just to make it flat, do some feed for the feedlots around, kind of get into a contract with them because they also got hit as well. And other than that, I mean, on my dry land stuff, I'll just summer fallow probably and maybe put in wheat later. It's been a lot of planning. It's more work than what it should be. Yeah.
Looking at it seems like it was a broad swath. Looking at estimates online, several 100,000 acres with this range of hail in central Nebraska area. Just emotionally in the region, I'm sure this has to take a toll with a lot of area producers.
Yeah, just planning on what we're going to do next. I think this is my 11th or 12th year farming, and I've never even thought about what it's like to get hailed out. But the planning of, all right, we got to get some feed lined up, get some seed. We're buying seed in early part of July. I never thought I'd be doing that. It's a lot more work than what a guy thought it would be. But it's also with reflecting back to the prices. It's kind of adding up some APHs and everything, and that spring price isn't the best, but it's a lot better than what the price is now. I think it might be a blessing on some of this stuff for me, just on the cost per acre and getting that APH. I do 120 insurance, and it's probably a better price than what I have growing. So if I was to sell it at the co-op, so.
Eternal optimist. Have to have that in farming.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's quickly talk about maybe the other 80% of your crops not decimated by the hail with the weekend storm. How are they looking right now?
Oh, really good. The stuff that hasn't got hit, I have some seed corn that looks really good. We have some corn there's some corn that before this storm, I mean, all these fields look some of the best we've ever seen. So whatever hasn't gotten touched, I think will be a really good year. The optimism is obviously hopefully get as many bushels we can. But yet again, I don't think Mother Nature's done after this. So we'll just see how it goes. But everything looks really, really good that hasn't gotten touched.
Welcome to Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. Whether you're a wine enthusiast, a whiskey sommelier, a tequila connoisseur, or you just love your beer, Kelly's has the best selection of what you're looking for. Family owned and operated since 1946 and right on 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Come see us today at Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. And remember to be a good neighbor. Don't drink and drive. Kelly's Liquor, West 27th Street in Scottsbluff.
Let's take a look at your community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
Better sleep and better health can be found at Western Sleep Medicine in Gering. Since 2006, Western Sleep Medicine has offered the lowest cost sleep testing either in their independent sleep laboratory or the privacy of your own home. You have control over your health care and your out-of-pocket cost. All insurance is accepted for a much lower cost than the regional option. If you need a sleep study, ask for Western Sleep Medicine. They've helped thousands of people over the years and want to help you. Western Sleep Medicine. Better sleep, better health.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
Finally tonight, an annual tradition will continue this week in downtown Scottsbluff. During Monday night's council meeting, a community festival permit was approved for the Downtown Scottsbluff Association's sidewalk sales. Starting on Thursday, vendors will be setting up tables outside their storefronts to encourage more foot traffic and increased sales. The sidewalk sales will continue on Friday and Saturday as well, and everybody is invited to come downtown to patronize the small businesses along Broadway. Well, that is it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.